Hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB plus 3. Those special spells are homebrew spells. We're at plus 2 at the moment. You can head back in the playlist to find them, and today's spell is Telepathy. I am already upset at this school of magic.
Okay, think of a number between 1 and 10.
Alright, done.
Is it 7?
Oh shit, he's a wizard.
Yes! Okay! Finally!
8th level evocation. Okay, yes. I get sending is evocation. Rory's telepathic bond is divination, though. Or Rary's telepathic bond. Why couldn't they make up their mind? Casting time of 1 action, range unlimited, components of somatic material, a pair of linked silver rings, duration 24 hours. You create a telepathic link between yourself and a willing creature with which you are familiar. The creature can be anywhere on the same plane of existence as you. The spell ends if you or the target no longer are on the same plane. Till the spell ends, you and the target can instantaneously share words, images, sounds, and other sensory messages with one another through the link. And the target recognizes you as the creature it is communicating with. The spell enables a creature with an intelligence score of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your words and take in the scope of any sensory messages you send. Oh no. We got another one! Okay, benefit we have here, compared to sending and the repercussions that ripples out. This is 8th level. Still, not bad to have 24 hours, which means by the end of the day, classic long rest, you can just cast it again. There's not really a stopgap. This is more a feature you're deciding to use, and that can be dispelled. It's not even a cold cost component, it's just the spell slot. Any creature, it's upgraded sending, which is probably why it's evocation, if that's the case. Less telepathy, but yeah. Nah. Instant communication. As someone brought up in the Rary's telepathic bond, the exact interpretation of instant can have a lot of implications. Because if it really is instant, and there is no delay, or the delay is literally 1 second to send an entire concept, especially sensory images where all the context is derived from, and they understand it, especially because it also runs into the issue of the sending one again, or some other like speak with animals. Something that has at least an intelligence of 1 can understand it. Can you teach a duck philosophy? But stuff like that. This spell brings in questions like that. And not to mention what that use of interpretation of Rary's telepathic bond, of instant communication, of being able to just data chunk someone. So stuff like in sci-fi, like sending programming into someone like, hi, here's this great philosopher, or this great historian who has this spell. Or you're a wizard and you want information from that historian. You cast the spell, you're linked to them, and they know what to do, and they just send literally everything they know. Or everything they can at least like focus to send to you and think about. 24 hours as well. That's a long time. At least compared to some other spell effects. And no concentration. Having instant communication to one other creature across a plane. I know this is probably used for, like, between players. Likely connection. Any creature you are familiar with. A willing creature as well. So you can't have the BBAG just randomly blasting people with this spell. There's at least that defense compared to sending. This is just... What limits this world building wise is the limit on spell slots, or namely the level of spell casting. The fun fact, recently someone had shown to me the exact distribution of spellcasters in the Swords Coast, and I nearly lost it. 9th level is not that uncommon. But in your average not insane game, spell slots of this level, and spellcasters who can cast up to this level, are a bit of a rarity. So it can't be just exploited en masse in some kind of civilization rippling effect like sending. So limited to like massive archmages, player characters, BBGs, ancient figures throughout your history. It's still crazy, especially if you can do the instant like data chunk, just sending all that information, instantly teaching. Oh my god, an ancient wizard instantly being able to teach levels upon levels worth of spell casting and training, especially. Then you get into the issue... Okay, now we get back into the issue of instant communication and what that information is and knowing and understanding it. Which, in short, comes down to DM. It just does. You can run with it, you can have it simplicity, you can have it as just like, oh yeah, they can communicate or talk this way. And they can send images alongside it. They can't data chunk. If they can, I'm saying that's a fun way of running it, or an interesting way of doing it that way. It will have implications. Maybe some really interesting mage cabals. But in short, effectiveness-wise, communication-wise, it's still amazing, but it's quite balanced out by the level. 7 out of 10, just because you still might want to spend that prepped 8th level spell slot on something else, and if you aren't doing the super busted, like, data chunk to the point of, like, training levels and other information, then, it's just a really good communication spell. If you are doing the data chunk, it's going to be higher than that, but I doubt most people are going to use that as the average interpretation. So, 7 out of 10.